die. Go too fast. I'm taking 3.
I'm going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your 2?
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. As the title suggests, this is a PAX victory. Now, what I mean by that is, as you recall, PAX took place the last weekend of August, and during that time, Wargaming, had their big stand, and they had some computers available for fans to play World of Warships. Those fans would enter into the battle. You can see the 2 Yamatos there on the enemy team as a World of Warship captain and then a number. So we've got a platoon of 3, or rather a division of 3 of them. We are on 2 brothers, and I thought I might do something a little different today. Normally it's just me talking, going on about battle stuff, but I thought I would bring along my number 1 here on the boat. Of course, second in command. His name is Jenkins, and Jenkins, why don't you introduce yourself here? I don't say this enough about Jenkins, but the tapestry that he paints with those words, it's really quite exquisite. So thank you, Jenkins. So he's going to be riding along with us today. Going to be bouncing some ideas off of him here, and we'll see how it goes. So initially, we're going over to the east side. This is where I figured the enemy ships would be. At the very least, I like this side in the Fubuki because more open space, and I can really use the range of the torpedoes to great effect. And Jenkins likes it as well, because he's normally down there yelling at the crew to fire off the torpedoes. Isn't that right, Jenkins? Oh, Jenkins. I mean, he's hard in the crew, but he gets things done. He's a man who knows how to get things done, and you can tell clearly. Now, another thing I want to highlight in this battle here as well, before it gets too chaotic, is the teamwork involved in this battle was really great. I'm actually actively talking in chat with some of the members of the team, and it's really working out quite well. I mean, Jenkins didn't necessarily like it because he doesn't really like outsiders. I mean, I'm sure you can tell with some of the words he says, but you really have to get to know Jenkins before he can really open up to you and talk. I mean, anything to add to that, Jenkins? Really quite the character there, Jenkins. My God. There could be children watching this, so we got to keep it down a little here. Anyway, so moving into the east side, I'm talking away in chat with people there. This was during the whole PAX Marblehead event as well, so we're talking about the letters that we've gotten. Briefly on the mini-map, you can see some ships moving up the channel. I didn't actually notice them at this point, though, so I'm still firing off my torpedoes, watching for allies around me. You notice I waited for that for that allied cruiser to pass well away from me before I launched the torpedoes. Yeah, those are crucial as well. I mean, Jenkins played a role in there too, right? Because I'm trying to hit the little fire button there, and he's yelling back at me, saying we can't do it. But yeah, I try anyway. I mean, Jenkins keeps me in check, I suppose. Now, it's at about this time that people in chat are starting to say everyone's coming up the middle. So alright, I'm in a destroyer. I've got Jenkins down there on the torpedo deck, and he's ready to fire off at any battleships that might pose any threat to us. So I'm going to turn my ship around and head right for the middle here. I mean, why not? If you look at the ships that are actually coming up the middle, turns out, no surprise, it's the PAX. It's the PAX division. The 2 Yamatos are coming up there, and I think they were divisioned up with the Cleveland, maybe? Yeah, I think so. Cleveland or Pensacola. But anyway, they're coming straight up the middle, so it's, turn around, we're going to deal with this. I do type in chat just to remind everyone, watch out for the friendly torpedoes. We don't need anyone to get killed here. And as long as we can manage to watch out for those friendly torpedoes, we should kill them all and win. So that's ultimately what we want to do as well. Rounding the island here, and I have no intention of shooting torpedoes at this time. Jenkins just wanted to know the leads on the target so we can get an idea as to where the enemy is going to be. And I mean, he's yelling back, what was it that you were saying anyway, Jenkins? I didn't quite hear. I mean, there were a lot of things going on the bridge. Oh, that's right. You were calling me a moron. Ah, oh, damn it, Jenkins. See, he wanted me to get in closer here, right into the channel, so we can just shoot torpedoes right down the channel. But I was concerned with, see, I'm shooting torpedoes off at the guys who are moving up the east side, because you can see that the entire enemy team is, my entire allied team is all centered or going towards this center channel here to take out the ships. They all want the kill and they all want to do damage, right? And that's what Jenkins wanted to do, but I'm on the bridge, I see the bigger picture, so I do launch off some defensive torpedoes to the east, holding those guys back, and then I set course straight into the channel. This is where it gets a little hairy. Anyone coming into a situation like this where you have lots of allies around, there's going to be torpedoes involved. Really watch yourself. So you can see the Zhao here is in front of me. He launched off all his torpedoes and did a whole bunch of damage to that Yamato. That guy is going to die shortly. There's another Yamato in the back there, and then there were a few other allies who actually did follow this group in as well. So they're all in there. We can see 3 of them right now. So I need to get around this Zhao here so that Jenkins can fire off the torpedoes and we can do some damage. And that's what I wanted to do. It was the plan anyway. So you can see rounding here, dodging any incoming torpedoes. This was important because, man, you don't want to hit any of those. Be the person to go in here and die. So I do shoot off some torpedoes. They were for the Yamato, but he did get taken out by an ally. So they're still going to go in there, still defensive, right? They'll make the enemy question their push up that center anyway. At least I hope so. So you can see there is still one more ship in the center here right now. We need to deal with it. Luckily, I've got more or less my entire team behind me, and everyone is pouring shots into here. You can see. The Midway is getting in there with his planes. I'm shooting torpedoes off. Behind me, here we are, there's more cruisers and battleships. This was a bit embarrassing. Jenkins was not impressed with this at all. Hey now, I wasn't paying attention. When I said I'm sorry in chat, there's no need to get all angry about this, Jenkins. Man, it really offends easily. Anyway, so you can see, at this point, the majority of the enemies who did come up that middle channel are, for the most part, gone. We don't have to worry about these guys anymore. It was that World of Warship platoon. They only have the one Yamato left right now. I've got so many allies around here. I'm not going to go in for another torpedo strike, much to Jenkins' dismay. You can see he's got torpedoes loaded and ready to go, but I'm going to let allies finish this off because, we have some ships that are coming up here on the east side that we need to start dealing with. And, at this point, they say in chat as well, if we don't win this game, there's something seriously wrong with us. So I didn't want that to happen, obviously. I don't want to have to listen to Jenkins bitch at me for the next, week or so about, my poor captaining ability here. So very important that we win this. So there we go. The Yamato's gone. Don't need to worry about that guy. The whole PAX division is now taken out. And those were some of the largest ships. At least 2 of the largest ships, right? The 2 Yamato. So, the enemy team right now, they don't have enough ships to really do anything other than hold us back and go for the draw. They might be able to sneak in and start capping our base, but it's so doubtful because we have so many ships up here right now. There's a Pensacola. I'm lining up on him now. Jenkins was telling me this is a sure thing, don't worry about it, and fire off the torpedo. So I did. And then I've got the 3rd launcher, and so we wanted to go for that target there. I was like, all right, Jenkins, this is all on you, man. And then I can see the Pensacola. What is that? Oh, it's reversing. Oh, the mighty Jenkins didn't get just wasn't able to see that. What do you have to say for yourself, Jenkins? That was disgraceful, man. Come on. You can't use the mountains as an excuse, Jenkins. Really? The mountains? Yeah, no, I'm not buying it. Not buying it at all. Anyway, at the very least, I suppose, I'll give Jenkins the credit that, the torpedoes made the Pensacola go away. he's running away, and the third shot on the battleship out there, I think it wasn't a Moggy, not 100% sure, but that third shot on that battleship at least made him think twice as well. It's at this point in the battle that I'm starting to question the strategy that I've got going on here. You know, I've got Jenkins yelling in my ear about stuff, and it's just like, whoa, and trying to trying to figure things out. So in the meantime, I give Jenkins the target there. We do launch off some torpedoes, but I was thinking about going down the center. You know, I figured the battle had been progressed enough that if I went in there and went with this Pensacola here, that there probably wouldn't be too many enemies around. But the Pensacola is coming back. I didn't want to go in there alone. I didn't want to die. I don't need, you know, Jenkins yelling at me about making a crazy mistake and getting the ship sunk. So, yeah, we're going to turn around. See what we see over here. For the most part, the west side of this map, in this specific battle as well, was completely unused. Our team didn't go there a whole lot. I mean, at the end there might have been a few ships who ventured down there, but for the most part we were all in the center and on the east. You know, by the enemy Yamatos, by going up the channel so soon, it really brought the team together. You're going to see that as well at the end of the battle in terms of the overall results that we have. They're pretty great for as a team. No, well, there was a few individual standouts, but pretty great as a team, right? And having those Yamatos come up there brought us together as a team. Then once we dealt with it, we could see these ships off in the east. So it's like, all right, logically the rest of us are going to go and start shooting at these guys in the east. I mean, even though I've got Jenkins yelling at me to go down the center at this point, because suddenly he was willing to take all these risks, whereas before he wasn't. I mean, who can understand that guy, right? Whoa there, Jenkins, no need to interrupt me, come on. See what I mean? He's so touchy, but I don't know, whatever. He's a good number one. I like him. So I do have that Kagero there. I put some shots into him, but I can see these enemies over here, and Jenkins is like, you know, shoot off to the east. But I was more concerned about the Kagero, and I didn't necessarily have a good shot, I felt anyway, towards the east. One of the benefits about being the captain, right? Jenkins is just the number one, so ultimately it's, you know, my word. So I'm shooting off some speculative torpedoes there. Some are going for the Kagero right there, and the others I want for the Cleveland. I think it was a Cleveland, might have been a Pensacola, that guy anyway. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. So that's where those torpedoes are on their way towards. I was easily able to dodge the Kagero torpedoes because he seemed to have shot them where I was and not where I was going to be. And I really want to gun that guy down as well. I mean, I know I have a torpedo. I know I have torpedoes in the water for him, but I still want to gun him down. That way, I can, you know, laugh at Jenkins because it wasn't Jenkins who got him. It would have been me. Now that torpedo was really close. I could hear Jenkins screaming as though he was going to hit. He was convinced that it was going to hit. And I just sort of, you know, closed the little cap on the communication tube and didn't need to hear it. There we go. I got the cruiser, so that was great. No big deal there, and now I need to get the Kagero. Now, someone in chat does type and ask if I was even aiming for that cruiser. I reply no. I think I really was, though. I mean, Jenkins was down there, and I'm pretty sure he had that guy targeted. I was just so excited to get him done that I didn't think it happened at all. But anyway, he's gone. Need to deal with this Kagero. And you can see we have that Nagato, enemy Nagato in their base as well, so he's a bit of a concern. There's that Amagi over there. He's riding the blue line. This is before the patch, so we don't have the carrier balancing. We don't have the blue line effects, and I know he's in Amagi and it's fairly fast, you know, upwards of 30 knots. I thought he was out of position and just said, yeah, nuts to that guy. Dodged the incoming torpedoes there from the Kagero, which was great, and I put some shots into the Kagero, so we need to get this guy gone. He can launch 10 torpedoes, and if they're in 2 launchers of 5, and if they are upgraded, I think it's 20 kilometers is the range on them, so he can do a whole bunch of damage. Don't need him around, need to get this guy gone, so there we go. he is no longer in the picture. Now it's just this Nagato here. Now the Nagato was pleading for his life in chat the whole time, saying how this was his first try, you know, stock ship, all that stuff. I wasn't buying it. Whether or not it is, I don't care. He's the enemy. He's got to go. You know, Jenkins didn't have any remorse for him, did you, Jenkins? Oh man. Oh, Jenkins. Alright. So, I mean, you can tell the battle's coming to an end, right? They only have the one enemy ship left. It's just this Nagato. The team has pulled it off here. To go back to yesterday's video as well about patience, you can really see that in this video as well. I mean, I didn't even do any sort of damage until the last bit of the game here when we started pushing into their base. You know, that cruiser was the first thing that I killed. So, you know, gets back to the patience, especially with the destroyers. You gotta have the patience. If you survive long enough, you can really make an impact here in the end of the game. And I mean, if you have a disgruntled number one on your ship, you won't have to put up with that person yelling at you, right? So, so there's Nagato. He's running away. We're capping their base. And you can see in chat that, yeah, it was a PAX victory. That PAX division, they gave it to us. It had nothing to do with, well, maybe Matchmaker a little, but the fact that the PAX division was in here, that's what contributed to the victory here. So it was really great. Really not too bad at all. I questioned too. I mean, I guess it was fun for the players who did it, right, in those Yamatos, but I imagine that those people probably had to wait in a line to play the game, and then just to throw it all away in a 2-minute battle just seems it seems counterproductive to me. But you know, to each their own. If they were just looking to have fun, I'm hope that they accomplished it. And there's the match. It's over. So we did win. But we're going to take a look at the overall results of the team here. This is really nothing to do with my overall results at all. I mean, this was 1.5, or maybe it was 2 times, not sure, but a third overall. But look at the scores on the team. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people who have done over 1,000 base experience on our team. So you can tell, and I mean the midway up there as well, right? He did so much for us. And then in terms of damage done, yeah, I mean, I did barely any damage at all. A lot of it had to do with the 2 kills I got and the base capture points I received, but in the end, still some money to be made. So thank you guys so much for sticking around, watching the video. Any parting comments there, Jenkins? Well, there you have it. So I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.